Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah. Jazakumullahu khairan for everybody attending. We're on lesson 7, inshallah. I think after this week, we're going to have a revision session next week because we have 2 revision sessions remaining. So, inshallah, this is a quite important week, this one. So we're going to start off with first the homework. So the homework was, how can you tell if a verb is weak? So a verb is a doing thing like he walked, he talked, he played, etc. So how can you tell if a verb is weak? And the answer is, if the root word contains either an alif or a waw or a ya, then we know this verb is weak, because one of these weak letters, the huruf mad, the mad letters, one of these letters is one of the root letters, then the verb is going to be weak. And the second way you can tell a verb is weak is if the second and the third letters are the same, like dalla, for example. The third and second letters are the same, then the verb is weak. What that means is it won't fit in the normal regular verb table. Exactly. You have to make some adjustments, and that's the issue we have. That's the thing we have to know about weak verbs. The endings are all the same, but the beginning, sometimes you have to do something to it and then it flows. Anybody got any questions with that? You'll have to unmute yourself. I've muted everybody. Okay, so it looks like no questions. Sister's asking, do you do this for children? This is mostly, I'd say, for 11, 12, 13-year-old plus. But again, there's people who are 10. There's even Rumesa who's 9 and was 8. There's another little sister I know who is 8. So there are people who are doing it. So yeah, inshallah, children could join, inshallah. Right. Nobody said anything. Let me make sure I've given you all the permission to unmute. Yes, you can unmute. Okay. Next one. So write down the past tense verb table for qala. So what I wanted was this. So you got qala, qala, qalu, qalat, qalata. This is where it changes. Qala, it's not qalana. You have to change it because it's a weak verb. This one over here requires that you change it to qulna. You put a dhamma, you put a pesh on the qaf, it becomes qulna. Now you know what to do with the rest of the words. So qulta, qultuma, qultum, qulti, qultuma, qultunna, qultu, qulna, qulna. Everybody happy with that? It was just a matter of regurgitating or doing the table that we did in the lesson. Everybody happy? Can I move on?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Just needed that one yes to make sure things are still working. Okay, good. Right, next one. So we did the same for kana, and the reason why we chose qala and kana as examples of weak verbs to do their table is because, number one, the book that I based this class on does it. And the reason why they do it is because qala and kana come very frequently in the Quran. So the person chose 2 verbs that come very frequently in the Quran. There are other weak verbs and we haven't done the table for them. There may be some slight adjustment in them, but we're not going to cover them. So kana is this. Kana, kana, kanu, kanat, kanata, and this is where it changes. Kunna. It's not kanatanna or kanana. You can see it's because it's weak. It's hard. How can you say kanana? It's difficult. So it's kunna. And now we know the rest follows that same kaf with a pesh, kaf with a dhamma pattern. Kunta, kuntuma, kuntum, kunti, kuntuma, kuntunna, kuntu, kunna, kunna. Everybody happy with that? Okay, I'll take that as a yes.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Right. Right, so that's all the homework was. What we're going to do now is go on to the test. So the test, Jazakallah khair for everybody who did the test, and apologies to the few people whose tests I haven't been able to check. They sent it, well, they sent it a bit earlier, but I've not checked it. So there's about 4 or 5 people whose tests I haven't checked. Okay, so again, this was the test now. So how can we tell if a verb is weak? So the whole point of doing the homeworks is so that when it comes to test time, we know what to do. We know the answers. So again, a verb is weak if any of its root letters contain an alif, a waw, or a ya. And it is also weak if, from the verbs we've done, if the second and the third root letters are the same. It's weak. And weak means it's going to have a problem fitting into that table exactly. Any other regular verbs will fit into that table, no problem. But these, you have to make a slight adjustment. So translate the following. So again, so here it is for the people who, need to mark their tests. I'm not going to read them all out, but qala, qalu. The ones that I put in the start are the ones that I feel come in the Quran most frequently. Sometimes people get mixed up with this. They say, she said, he said. But that second person, you said, and you said to a female. Then qultu, remember the tu at the end always makes it into I did that thing. وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ وَمَا خَلَقْتُ, and I did not create. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying وَمَا خَلَقْتُ, and not I created. خَلَقْتُ. Okay, so the tu, remember, is very important. And now we all know that na comes a lot when it comes to plurals. When it comes to we. And the rest of them are here. قلتم, قالتا, قلتما, قلنا. And then I changed the verb here. Nobody fell for that. So sometimes people continue kana, they continue the verb to say, but everybody, alhamdulillah, knew that it was a new verb, a new meaning. Kana, he was. Kana min al jinni, he was from the jinn. So we have these here. Everybody happy with that?
Yes.
Okay. So again, it's just learning the table that we did the week before last week. Kataba, kataba, katabu. Once you learn that table, these are the same table. They just require some very slight adjustment. So inshallah, we need to be learning these words because they come so many times in the Quran. As the sister said, when you hear the words, you hear so many words that you've already learned. If you've learned them, then you're going to understand the meaning. If you haven't learned them, then it's back to the drawing board. You have to go back and, in this case, the booklet. And you have to go and revise again. Right. Oh, vocabulary. So let's start off with the brothers. So, brother. A brother who, any brother. Ghafara, who's never studied Arabic before. Ghafara. Okay, a brother who's done Arabic before.
Forgive.
Sorry?
Forgive,
Yeah,
to
yeah.
forgive.
Jazakallah khair, to forgive. 135 times in the Quran. These are all rough numbers. 135 times. So from there, Ghafara, Al-Ghaffar, Ghafir, Maghfira. These words, Ghufranak. When we come out of the toilet, we say Ghufranak. Allah, I seek your forgiveness. So Ghufranak. And this one is the past verb and the root word, Ghafara. This is the present word, Yaghfiru. We're going to do present tense today, inshallah. Sister, Qala yaqulu.
To say.
To say. So, he said, he says. Qala yaqulu. He said, he says. A staggering 892 times in the Quran. Nice. Everywhere. So these are the most highly likely words to come in the Quran, like one of the most highly likely words. We're learning the words that appear in the Quran the most roundabout. Okay, a brother. ذكر يذكر. ذكر يذكر.
To remember.
Yes, dhikr. Yeah, that's where we get dhikr from. That's where we get dhakir from, dhakir. the one who remembers. So he remembered, he remembers. 278 times, right? Sister, akhadha ya'khudhu,
To take.
to take. 183 times. So he took, he takes. And remember last week I said if you can learn the present verb with the past verb, that's best. If you can't, then just learn the past verb. So it would be good to do غفر يغفر, قال يقول, ذكر يذكر, أخذ يأخذ. And I'll tell you why this lesson, inshallah. A brother, or the same brother.
Command.
Amara means
Command.
to command.
Command.
To command. So he commanded, he commands. The verb is to command. 265. A sister, hasiba yahsabu.
He thought and he thinks.
Fantastic. So he thought and he thinks. 97 times. Question. How do you say, okay. Yeah, so okay. Akhadha, the person is asking, how do you say they all take? Akhadhu. It's akhadhu, they all. Oh, sorry, they take ya'khudhu. Okay, I see what you mean. How do they all? We're going to do that. We'll do that next, inshallah. We're going to do that today, inshallah. Okay, so brother, hayya yahya. Any brother? Same brother?
Live. He lives.
To live. Hayya. So hayatud dunya. Yeah? 43 times. Sister, mata yamutu.
To die. To die.
To die.
Died.
So maut comes from there.
To die.
Yep, to die. Mata, he died. Yamutu, he dies. Kafara yakfuru. A brother? Another brother.
Unbeliever.
Yeah, disbeliever. So kafara, he disbelieved. Yakfuru, he disbelieves. It can also mean to hide and to be ungrateful. A sister, nasara yansuru.
He helped
To
and
help.
he helped.
To help. He
Yeah,
helped.
that's right. إذا جاء نصر الله. So that's where we get Ansar from, Nasir from, Nasir from. It's all got to do, if it has that root word in there, then it's got something to do with helping, whether it's he helps, they help, helper, the ones who are helped. So that's the thing with root words. Sorry? Gone. You might need to unmute yourself. Okay, gone. Sorry. Right, Nazala, brother, Nazala.
To descend.
To descend. Nazala. Inna anzalnahu. It comes from originally, it's got those words in. Nazala. Okay, 278. And last one, sister, wajada.
To find.
To find.
He found.
Yeah, he found, he finds. Okay, so next one is today's lesson. So today's lesson, we're going to do present tense verbs. So far, we've done nouns and we've done past tense verbs. So now we're coming on to present tense verbs. Okay? So we have kataba. Kataba is past tense. It's the root word. Kataba means he wrote. So we've done that 2 lessons ago. Kataba, to write. So he wrote. Now this is just an example. This is an example. Yaktubu. It means he writes. He writes or he is writing. So it's become the present tense by adding a ya, by adding a prefix. So a prefix, a letter adding to the start of the word, is a way to tell that the verb is present. Because the past tense table we did, all the attachments, all the templates come on the end of the word, the suffixes. So the suffix shows you that it's a past verb, and a prefix shows you it's a present verb, as we're going to see, inshallah. This last one is a plural example. Yaktubuna means they all write. So you can see in the nouns, remember una made it plural. Well, in the present verbs, una makes it plural too. Okay, so the ones, the right, are all past tense. As it is, if you remember. Just 1 second, the previous slide, someone's got a question on the previous slide. Yes, the ones on the left here, these, yamutu is present tense, and this one here is the past tense root verb. Yeah? Was that good? Happy? Hope so. Right. So we're back on here. So these are just examples of where a root word is transformed into a present verb. Okay. Another example, alima means to know. He knew. It's the root verb and it's to know. So alima, ulama, alim, ma'lum. This all comes from this word. So alima, he knew. To make it into present, ya'lamu. Ya'lamu, how many times have we seen ya'lamu in the Quran? So ya'lamu means he knows. Again, a ya has been added. It's okay, we will do the templates, we will do the table later. I'm just doing this to show you some examples. And I'm getting to something else as well, inshallah. Ya'lamuna, how many times have you seen that in the Quran? Ya'lamuna means they all know, plural. So this one is a plural of this one. So another example. Okay, we've done them too. Yeah.
You know, why do we call males thing alims and female ones alimas then?
So alim, yeah, alim is the doer of, he's the one that's doing the verb, so he's doing the ilm, so he has the ilm, so he is alim, and you stick a ta marbuta on the end to make it feminine, alima. So in lesson 1, we learned that the ta marbuta, when it comes at the end of a word, it becomes feminine. So alim would be the male way of saying the knowledgeable one, and alima is the feminine knowledgeable woman.
Okay, jazakallah khair.
Yeah, barakallahu feek. So another verb, ja'ala means to make, he made. Yaj'alu is he makes. Yaj'aluna is they all make. Raja'a means to return, so he returned. To make that into present, have a guess.
Yeah. Raj.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. The main thing I wanted to hear was the ya, which is good. So yarji'u means he returns. Yarji'una means they return. Now there's a reason why I put this slide together, and I think you've got it in your books. Yes. Okay. So look what's going on there. So so if you look at the conversion of these 3 verbs to the present, you'll see they've all got a ya with a fatha. They've all got a ya with a zabar. Then the second letter has a sukoon. Yak, yaj, yar. Everybody happy with that? Yeah.
Yes.
So the first 2 letters have the same pattern. The ya with the fatha, and the second letter has a sukoon. But look at the third letter. The third letter for this verb has a dhamma. The third letter for this one has a fatha, zabar, and the third letter for this verb has a kasra. So that is the difference, what's going on there. And that difference carries on all the way through the table. Look, dhamma there. Look, a fatha is there. A kasra is there as well. So,
How do you know when to use tense?
Fantastic. Who said that?
Me.
Me. Okay. Someone call me. Okay, so I thought it might be Ramesa. Okay. So, That's a good question, and that's what I'm trying to get to. There's no formula. There's no formula if it has to be a dhamma or a fatha or a kasra. If I give you a verb, a past verb like wajada, and I say make the present, it could be, now in your mind it could be yajudu, yajadu, or yajidu. And that's actually a weak verb. I shouldn't have given that example. I'll give another one. Ja'ala. Yeah.
Brother, question. How do you do a feminine one? Yeah, like because you put he wrote. How do you
We'll
make
do
it
that.
feminine?
We'll do the table, inshallah. You'll see it, inshallah.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
ja'ala. Now, if I say make the present of ja'ala, you've got three choices. There's only one that's right, but you've got three choices. One is yaj'alu, yaj'ilu, or yaj'ulu. So you can't know like that. You might be able to figure it out by which one sounds the easiest. But each verb has its own unique vowel on the present, in the present tense. That's why when I asked you to learn these, I asked you to learn the present with it, because for ghafara, it's yaghfiru. It's not going to be yaghfuru. It's not going to be yaghfaru. And you wouldn't be able to tell unless you learned it. So ghafara yaghfiru. Now you know yaghfiruna, yaghfiru, etc. Dhakara, the third one for that verb is a dhamma. So it's yadhkuru. It's not going to be yadhkiru. It's not going to be yadhkaru. It's going to be yadhkuru. You just have to learn it with the past verb. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So hasiba, it becomes yahsabu. You just have to learn it with the verb. If you can't, then just try to figure it out. It's maybe the one that sounds right. It's maybe the one that you've heard in the Quran. So you can have an educated guess and still be right. It's not the end of the world, because all these are written in the Quran for us, but it definitely helps if we learn the present with the past. So hasiba here is yahsabu. It's not going to be yahsubu. It's not going to be yahsibu. For that verb, it's just yahsabu. Kafara is yakfuru. Nasara is yansuru. Nazala is yanzilu. Wajada is yajidu. So the vowel on the third letter is unique for each verb, whichever one it is. Once you know what it is, it's fine, job done. The good thing is...
So it's...
Yes.
So brother, you know like how you're saying like gafara, so that's the root word.
Yes.
And then we put it present and the present tense.
The first, yeah, when you put it... Yeah.
So any of those words, we can put it in the column, can't we, and make it a column of what you've just said before?
Pretty much, but the third letter here is going to be unique for whichever verb it is, whether it's going to have a fatha on, or dhamma, or a kasra.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do the table, inshallah.
Mm-hmm.
And so that same pattern, once you find out it's a dhamma on this one, it carries on dhamma in everything to do with that verb in the present. Once you figured out this is a fatha on this one, then the fatha continues all the way through on all of the table. Once you figured out the verb has a kasra here, then yarji'una, yarji'ani. Yeah, for example, that's all. It's going to keep that kasra all the way through, as we're going to see, inshallah. Okay, so is everybody happy and clear with that?
I've just got one question.
Yeah.
You know, in the example table we're talking about now, why is there no jewels? I can see like the plural at the end.
This is okay.
That middle column meant to be jewel.
Yes, because this is not the table. This is just an example of.
Okay.
This is an example to show you, to teach you about this third vowel being unique to each verb. We're coming on to the table, don't worry. There's the table.
Okay.
So that's our familiar table. This is the last of the 4 tables, and I put this at number 3. The reason I put this at number 3, I put it underneath the past verbs, because in the past verbs you have in the Quran, you have stories of the prophets. It's all in the past. You have a mention in the life of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is in the past. So you've got a lot of past verbs going on. When it comes to present and future, then in my experience, they don't come as much. I mean, they do come, They definitely come, but maybe less than the past verbs. So that's why I put this table at number 3. And this is the last of the 4 important tables that we have to do. There's going to be no table, a brand new table like this in the whole class now. This is it, the last one. Okay? I hope some people are getting happy. Right, so let's look what's going on. Yeah.
How will we know when to keep the word sukoon or whether to add a haraka on it?
Sorry, I can't hear you. You maybe get a bit closer to the speaker. I can hardly hear you.
How will we know when to keep the word sukoon with a letter with a sukoon or to put a haraka on there?
Right, so now I heard you properly, but I don't understand what you're saying. Sorry. Just say it again, please. Try again once more.
Yeah.
Or you can
How
show me.
will we know whether to keep the word as a sukoon or whether to add a haraka on it, the letters?
Okay, so they all fall into this pattern. So they all fall into this pattern. So if you look at kataba, it became yaktubu. So the second letter always gets a sukoon on it. Yeah, the second letter gets a sukoon on it always. So yaktubu means he writes. So how would I say, if ja'ala means he made, how do I say he makes using this template?
Ja'alu.
Yaj'alu. Exactly, yaj'alu. And kafara becomes
Yakfuru.
yakfuru. Yakfuru. Now, if you didn't know the third letter had a dhamma, try saying yakfiru. Yakfaru. It's a bit difficult. Yakfuru sounds easiest to say. And you might also be able to remember a verse in the Quran or something in the Quran that has that yakfuru. So you'll know like that. Okay? So,
One question, brother.
Yes.
Question. You know, yaktubu, he wrote, and taktubu, oh yeah, the difference. Yeah.
yes.
And yeah, I can see the feminine and
Yes.
See now.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is just go through this table, but I'm not going to do it in the normal order. I'm going to do the 3M with the 2M. Okay, I'm going to do third person male with the second person male because I want to. These are the most important lines. The masculine ones are very, very, very important, especially when it comes to the present verbs as well. So let me just. Okay. So let me just do this. Yaktubu means he writes. Taktubu means you write. The only difference there is second person, there's a ta. Third person is a ya. Okay? So, yaktubu, taktubu. Look at the next one. Yaktubani. Third person all begins with a ya. Third person all begins with a ya with a fatha on. So, yaktubu, he writes. Yaktubani, them two write. Ani, remember ani was in the nouns, it was the marfu dual, remember? So this ani has come back and it's just, this is it's a verb. So yaktubani is they both write. And yaktubuna, the una is the plural for verbs as well, for nouns, isn't it? Well, it's also the plural for present verbs. So yaktubuna means they all write. Now look at this one. Yaktubu, yaktubani, yaktubuna. And now look at this one. Taktubu, taktubani, taktubuna. What's the difference and what's the similarity?
They've got pesh on them.
Is a you and ya and ta?
Yes. These all
Ya
begin
and
with
ta.
ya. And these all begin with ta. The same word, but it's just yaktubu, taktubu. Yaktubani, taktubani. Yaktubuna, taktubuna. So when the ta is used, majority of the time it's talking to you, male. It's talking to you. Ya means him. Ya is third person, ta is second person. If you look at these two here, this one here and this one here. And the masculines come up most. So if you want to clock something, clock these two lines. Clock this one here and clock this one here. So again, the way you can tell a verb is present is kataba had something added to the start. Yaktubu. That's how you can tell it's a present verb. If kataba had something attached to the end, then it's a past verb. Kataba, katabu, right? Katabtu, katabtuma. So when it's a suffix, If a suffix is added to a verb, it makes it's past tense. It's talking about past tense. If a prefix is added to the start of the verb, that's your sign that it's a present verb going on. Okay, so somebody's just 1 second. Oh, there's a mistake.
3F and 2M are the same.
2F and 2M, yes, but 2M is masculine, 2F is feminine. And there's
No, the 3F. Taktubu, taktubu. She writes, you write. Taktubu.
yeah, this one here.
Is it the same? Yeah.
This is
and
second
the top-
person. These are all second person.
It's the same, isn't it?
Well, how
As-
will you
And
know
the
which
she
one's
as
male
well.
and which one's feminine?
Okay, these two, yeah? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, is he.
Yeah, let me
They're
just
both
see.
the same.
Yes, they are.
Brother, you said, yeah, he's heathen. If it's heathen, then there's no feminine then.
Yeah, but the second line is feminine and male, and the third line is male. So how do you know?
Yeah, these two.
No, because brother said that yeah is all about male, he.
It's
Was
okay.
it the difference between the third and the second person, though?
Yeah, okay.
that
So I'll
was
say
it.
that again. The yeah, if you just look at the masculine only, masculine and this masculine here, then the yas are all male here, third person, and the ta is all second person when it's talking about the male lines. I'm just trying to show you the pattern.
Yeah,
You just cancel out. If you forget the females for the time being, just look at the masculine this one, and look at the masculine this one. This is second person. They all start off with ta. This one is third person. They all start off with ya. That's the main thing to get from this table, I'd say. Okay, so there's another. Okay, is that a mistake? Why is a sign missing from the ba for you right? You right. This one here. Taktubu. Sorry, I meant they right. Okay, sorry, I meant they right. Taktubuna. Yaktubuna. The only ones that don't have the sign on is just wow because it's a sukoon and that kaf because it's a sukoon. Let me just see.
Sorry, brother. I meant you write pure plural.
You write plural. This one here.
Sorry, I meant they write plural and you write plural.
Yes.
There's a what is that missing off the bar?
Off the wow.
No, on the bar. If you go down to third
The second
feminine.
line.
If you go down up there.
That's it.
This one, feminine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so. Oh, right, okay. I'm not coming to the females yet, but that's not a mistake. Although I've got plenty of mistakes, but this one is a sukoon on there, so it's yaktubna. That's yaktubna. That's a sukoon on the bar.
Brother, I don't know if this is. I'm not understanding what you're saying right now. But you know, like how you said, the males have the yas over ya and tas over ta, yeah. But then when you go on to the feminine, it's tas over ta and tas over ta.
Yes. Okay. So, okay. All I wanted to show you, if you look at the 3M line, this one, yeah, this one, and if you look at this one here, these are begin with ta, which means you right, you both right, you all right, and this one he begins with ya, he writes. Apart from that, they're all exactly the same, but the third person starts off with ya for male, and for male second person they start off with ta. I just wanted to show you the similarities of these two lines. Yes, there's other stuff going on. We'll do the other stuff now. Okay, so let's look at the feminine. Taktubu. This is maybe the trickiest table as well. Look at this. Taktubu. This is also means she writes. It's the same as this one. Taktubu. They're both the same. So I suppose the context. Yeah, they're both exactly the same. So I suppose the context of the sentence will tell you if it's a woman or a male. Just like that, you couldn't tell because taktubu means you write and it also means she writes. Okay, the feminine ones on this table are trickier, they're harder. Let's look at the feminine next one. Taktubani. Taktubani means they both write, women. It's just a pattern. Taktubani means they both write, women. And yaktubna, they write. Now, I'll tell you why the women are trickier because this one's starting off with ta. This one starts off with ta. This one starts off with ya. So again, these are trickier. Okay, if you get muddled up, remember just the males. Remember the males, they're very important, they come everywhere. Okay, so taktubu means she writes. Taktubani, them two women write. And yaktubna means they all write. So this is a tricky table. There's no simple pattern one after the other. But the one thing you can take
they're
away.
all the same.
Yeah, they're very yeah, this one is the same. These were the same as well.
Yes,
Brother, one question.
Yeah, so you have to know from the context of the sentence which one it is. But most of the time in the Quran, it's just the males that are used. This one here and this one here. So even if you struggled with this table and you said, okay, forget the feminine, I can't get it in my head, forget the feminine. But make sure you learn the masculines. Yaktubu, yaktubani, yaktubuna, taktubu, taktubani, taktubuna. Yep. She writes and you write masculine are the same. How do you differentiate? You differentiate, I presume, by the context of the sentence. If it's talking about a woman and then it says taktubu, then it means she writes. If it's talking about men or a man and it says taktubu, then it means you write, and it's talking masculine. So yeah, so the context of the sentence will tell you. If you can't figure it out, remember mostly it's going to be male. It's the male word. You write.
So you can use both, brother. You can use both taktubu male, taktubu woman, feminine. You can use both.
Yes, okay. But taktubu in feminine it means third person. She writes. Taktubu male means you write. So that's the difference. So, but yes, they're the same word. You have to know from this context of the sentence. Okay, so let's go even further to the feminines. This is tricky as well. Taktubina means you write, woman. You write is taktubina. So if I say ja'ala means to write, if I say taj'alu means you write, how do I say to a sister you write? If taj'alu means you write to a brother, how do I say to a sister you write?
Taj'alina?
Yep.
Taj'aluna.
Yep, taj'alina. It'll be taj'alina, taktubina. Yeah, taj'alina, takfurina, tadlamina. Okay, so it's gonna, the ina, yes, it looks like a plural. It looks like a plural, but it's not. It's feminine singular. It's a verb. But it got the ina at the end, so it's, you know, it's talking about, we're used to having plurals here. Una and ina's there. But this one is like an exception, feminine. If I say to a brother, taj'alu, you write. To a sister, I'm going to say taj'alina. So again, tricky. This is like maybe the hardest of the tables because there's no like logical pattern, logically that flowing pattern. There's differences going on. So taktubina is the feminine way of saying you write. Taktubani is the same as the masculine, you write. And taktubna has got a bit of a ending like this. This is yaktubna, third person. Taktubna is the same but second person. It's got a ta on. So mostly with second person, they're starting off with ta. Look at them. Second person here, they're mostly starting off with, well, all of them are starting off with ta here. And mostly third person start off with ya.
So there's no
I've just got a quick, this might help that sister that just said she's not getting the table. The easiest way to remember it, sister, is, you know, the third person male, just imagine ya is for any person that you can't see, because the third person, you're always talking about an absent person. Right, and then the third person female plural is, and it starts in ya as well. That might help you a little bit. That's how I would look at it. I don't know if it'll help you.
No, yes. And plus, sister, continue, because the second person is all starting off with ta.
Ta, yeah, that's the easiest way to remember it.
This one and this one are identical, except one's ya and one's ta. The rest of it is all the same. Same with this one. One's ya, one's ta. Again, identical apart from the first one. That's ya and that's ta. So if you make it in your mind, mostly the ta is talking about you. You do, you walk, you talk, you play, etc. And ya is mostly going to be talking about he walks, he plays, he talks. And because the masculines occur so much times more in the Quran than the feminine, then if you just learn the masculines, it's job nearly done. Job nearly done. Okay, so on this one, this is important as well. First person male is aktubu. That's the pattern. An alif comes and it becomes aktubu. So ja'ala will become
أجعله.
aj'alu. Etc. Etc. Okay. Noon. When a noon comes on the end, it makes
sorry,
it.
Sir. Sorry, sir. I just want a question to ask. You say aj'alu, you know? Well,
Yes.
what's this verb is used? يعني, is it direct?
Aj'alu means I make.
Ja'ala.
Yeah, it's from ja'ala. It's from ja'ala, but now you've put this pattern in. So aj'alu means, ja'ala means he made. Aj'alu means I make. Kataba means he wrote. Aktubu, I write. Yeah.
Is it
So what
present
about
tense or
Ikfir?
present continuous? Sir?
Ikfir.
Sorry.
Listen.
Say again, somebody.
Is it present tense?
Yeah, this
Sorry,
is present
present
tense.
tense or present continue?
No, it's present tense.
Oh, okay.
Both, isn't it?
I don't know what continue means.
He is writing.
I don't know what
It means
continue
he
means.
writes.
Continue يعني carry on. No?
Like you said, it's he writes and he is writing. So he
Yeah, it's the
writes
same thing.
is,
Yeah, it's the same thing.
and he is writing is present continuous.
Yeah, he writes, he is writing. Same thing.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So when you stick a noon on, remember what the noon does many times. It makes it into plural. So naktubu, naktubu. Naktubu means we write. Nakfuru, we hide. Naj'alu, we make. Nakdhibu, we lie. Let's see what else, other verbs I've got. Yeah. So this is just the table we have to learn, and it is the trickiest table out of them all. In my opinion, this I've graded out more than is on your books. I've graded out all the duals apart from the bottom one. These are the ones that come in the Quran a lot. This pattern: yaktubu, taktubu, yaktubuna, taktubuna, aktubu, naktubu, naktubu. These are the ones that are coming everywhere. So remember the third person male: yaktubu, yaj'alu, yakfuru, yakdhibu, takdhibu, takfuru, taj'alu. So the ya, he, the ta, you. Ta, he writes, sorry, the ya, he writes, the ta, you write. If there was somebody and he's really, really getting confused, just learn these that you can see on the screen now. Just learn these that you can see on the screen now. You might not get all your answers right in the test, but this is what occurs a lot. The others do as well. So I want those who have learned them all to learn them all. But for those who are struggling, these ones, look at the screen. Make sure you don't forget these ones. Coming everywhere. Ya'lamu, ta'lamu, ya'lamuna, ta'lamuna, as we're going to see, inshallah. So this is in the booklet, I think. Yeah, it's on the bottom of page 43. But on the bottom of page 43, it's got the duals. It's got the duals, the 3M and the 3F duals. Sorry, the 3F and the
3M and 3M and 2M.
Yeah, so all these the top four duals are now taken out. Last night I took it out because I thought, you know what, the duals don't come that much, but definitely the this one here, ya'lamu, ta'lamu, ya'lamuna, ta'lamuna, they come everywhere. So definitely these you need to learn, but definitely learn all the table really if you want the top, if you want to be the top people. Right, okay. Right. So what we do now, I think we're gonna. That's all we got to do. Just learn that table. All we got to do is just learn that table. Okay. So someone just asking, can you please tell everybody not to interrupt when you're explaining, as we all lose concentration. Okay. So somebody done that for you, right? Okay. But yeah, whenever you have a question, please do ask. So now we're just gonna practice this table. That's all we have to do this week. Just practice. There's nothing else to do. Just practice that table. That's what we need to do. So if you open your booklets on page 43 and look at that middle table, I should have made it red. I should have made the template red. Inshallah, I'll make the templates red so you can see it a bit easier. if you go to page 43 on that table there, which we just done, that's giving you the template. So I'm going to ask a sister to look at this. I'm going to show you. Alima is the verb that means to know, he knew. So what does, looking at your pattern, what does ta'lamu mean?
He
What
knows?
does?
Or you know?
Yes.
You
You know. When you see the ta, second person. Remember, ta, second person. Ta is second person. Right, somebody's okay. I'll put you all on mute again. Right. Okay, so ta'lamu, you're right, sister. Ta'lamu means you know. Remember, the ta here, second person. Majority of the time it's second person. Second person, second person. So you know. Brother.
In context, could that also mean
too?
You know?
Say again?
In the correct context, could that also mean she knows?
Yes. Yes.
Highly unlikely, but
In the context, if it's talking about a woman, then ta'lamu, you know what's going on, and she knows. But majority of the time, it's second person male. Yeah. So 11 times that particular word, I couldn't find that 11 times that particular word. Brother, you're going to keynote. Yes, inshallah, the WhatsApp group will be, it'll be live, inshallah. And at the end of the class, at the end of the course, I'll email you all the slides, so you'll have them all, the updated, super updated ones that I'm just doing like now. I'll send you them, inshallah. Okay, so brother, look, a sister said ta'lamu means you know. A brother, what does ya'lamu mean? A brother, what does ya'lamu mean?
Yeah. They know.
Not they know. Have another guess. Look at the table where the ya is coming. Where the ya is coming.
He knows.
Yes. He knows. Now look.
Yes.
He knows. Now look. I've just put everybody on mute because I'm getting some background interference. Right, so look at this. Ta'lamu, you know, second person. Ya'lamu, he knows, third person. The ta, majority of the time, is talking about you. And the ya is talking about him. So ya, this is you know. The ya, this is you know. Somebody, I'm just putting you back on mute again. I can hear myself by somebody's got a really powerful speaker in the background. Right, so ya'lamu is he knows. Ta'lamu, you know. Ta'lamu, you know. Ya'lamu, he knows. Ta'lamu, you know. Ya'lamu, he knows. Ta is you. Ya is him. Ta is you. Ya is him. Everything else is the same. Ta'lamu, you know. Ya'lamu, he knows. 83 times that one. Just that word by itself. That's a lot. Right, I'm going to move on. Okay. Before sister, I'm just going to look at this. Look, this comes in the Quran. Wallahu ya'lamu wa antum la ta'lamuna. So I'm just going to translate this, inshallah. Wow means and. Allah and Allah. Ya'lamu, third person. He knows. Wallahu and Allah. Ya'lamu, he knows. Wow. And antum, we've done antum. Antum means you all know. So, and Allah, he knows. Wa antum, and you all, la, do not. Negation. La ta'lamuna, you all know. Okay, ta'lamu is you know, and muna is plural. Ta'lamuna means you all know. So, and Allah, he knows, and you all do not know. Can you see how that translates? Yep, ta'lamu is you know, and una is plural. Ta'lamuna, you all know. La ta'lamuna, you all do not know. And ya'lamu is Allah, meaning talking about Allah, he knows. Can you see the he, the third person there, and second person here? That's why it's important to remember. Ya is mostly third person. Ta is mostly second person. So, and Allah knows, and you all do not know. Yep, happy with that? So these words in red, they're in the table. You have to learn the table. Masculine is most important, but definitely need to learn the table. These are present tense verbs. Anybody got any questions?
No.
Okay. Okay, so a sister now. Alima is the root word. Alima is the root word. Somebody has got their speaker on or something. Somebody has got their speaker on or something. I'm getting big echo here. So so a sister can just translate what this is here. Alima means to know. What does ta'lamuna mean? Look at your table. Ta'lamuna.
You all
You
know.
all know.
Fantastic. Fantastic. You all know. The you part is this one. Ta'lamu, you know. And una is plural. So you all know. Fantastic. Be wise. Be wise answered as well. So ta'lamuna, you all know. How many times have you seen that in the Quran? Right, got a search of 61. That's quite a lot though, just for one particular type of verb. Okay, ta'lamuna, you all know. Okay, a brother, next one. Ya'lamuna. All I've done is change the ta with a ya. What does ya'lamuna mean?
They all know.
Fantastic. And this is what you need to know. This is the gist. The most important gist of the present verb table is to know the difference with ta'lamuna and ya'lamuna. So ya'lamuna is they all know. 91 times just that word in the Quran, maybe more, but I couldn't find 91. Again, I'm just going to repeat. Ta'lamuna, you all know. Ya'lamuna, they all know. Ta'lamuna, you all know. This one here, second person, makes it a second person. Ya'lamuna, they all know. How many times have we read ya'lamuna and ta'lamuna in the Quran? Now we know what's going on. It's a present verb. Ta'lamuna is second person. Ya'lamuna is third person. Can you go through the table? Can you go through the table and we can circle the change in red? Okay, maybe I don't understand that. Maybe in the break you can tell me, inshallah. We've got a break in 5 minutes, okay? But this is all we've got to do this week. We've got a break in 5 minutes, inshallah. Right, sister. Look at this one. Look at this one now. Ya'lamuna changes to ya'maluna. Now, ya'maluna is a different verb. It's the verb amila. Amila means to do. Before it was alima, ilm. Now it's amila, amal. Amal, yeah? In Urdu we say amal, which means action, to do. So now, sister, what does ya'maluna mean? Ya'maluna. Fantastic, sisters said. Yep, they all know. Sisters said it. Sisters messaged it. They all know. Again, third person, okay? Third person. Remember that ya and the ta. It is so important. Ya'maluna, all the ones who did amal.
Can I ask?
Sorry, just unmute yourself again, please. Yes, you can ask a question.
Can I please ask about amal? I thought it's to work because there's also to do, to make, which is fa'ala.
Yes, good question. That's sister again. Yes, it's a good point. So fa'ala is to do, and amila, yes, amila can mean to do, to work. It also means to work. But in the Quran, it translates ya'malun, it translates as to do. Now, it might have that sort of thing on it that it's the work that they do. That might be the case. But yes, you've got a good point there. Fa'ala means to do, and amila also means to work. Yeah, so there is that as well. There's some overlap in the translation of those verbs.
Okay. If I'm doing something, like if I'm like, what are you doing? Is that?
Yeah, that's going to be fa'ala then.
Is there? Okay.
Fa'ala.
Thank you. The context.
Amal is like more like action. You know, like action. I'm just thinking of a way to. like you all do that action, like that sort of thing. And
Okay,
fa'ala
thank
is
you.
more like what you're doing.
Yeah, okay.
There's a bit of a difference. There's overlap, but there's we have to go into the sort of linguistics and maybe the balagha, that why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala used this verb and not the other one, and that's way above my head, that one. But it's a good point. Yeah. Right, okay, so ya'maluna means they all do. Now, what do you think is going to be the next slide without looking at your books?
Ta'maluna.
Fantastic. Ta'maluna. What does ta'maluna mean?
You
They all do.
You all do.
You all do. Yeah, you all do. You all do. So remember, ya'maluna, they all do. Ta'maluna, you all do. Action. Again, 83 there, 57 there, so coming everywhere. Okay, so we've got na'malu. So, brother, what does na'malu mean? Na'malu. Remember when we see a noon, we should start thinking we, us, because that's what it comes as a lot. So what does na'malu mean, any brother?
We do.
We do. Fantastic. We do. Yep. 5. Taf'alu. A sister, taf'alu. Ta. Remember what ta is doing. Ta. Ta is second person.
You do.
You do. Fantastic. Now, somebody could say it also could mean she does. That's correct. It could also mean she does because it's the same word. But mostly, it's you do. So remember, second person. Ta is second person. 1. Taf'aluna. Sister, is it sister now? Taf'aluna.
You all do.
You all do.
You all do. Fantastic. You're getting the hang. And a brother, yaf'aluna. Same thing as taf'aluna, but now it's yaf'aluna. Yaf'aluna means?
They all do.
Fantastic. And that's why I've just been hammering the ta and the ya just to get this concept in your head that ta is you and ya is him. You all, them all. So, a brother or a sister, I think it's sister now, is it? Sajada is to prostrate. He prostrated. What's tasjuduna?
You all prostrate.
Fantastic.
You all prostrate.
Excellent. You all prostrate. You is this bit. This is prostrate. And this is all. You all. This is all. So you all do that verb. Sajada. Tasjuduna. You all prostrate. Fantastic. You got it right there as well, sister. What do you think the next one's going to be? All right. So I couldn't find that in the Quran anyway, but it's the practice I'm giving you with the tas. Okay. So next one, it goes to a brother. Got an idea now what it's going to be. Yasjuduna. Yasjuduna. If tasjuduna means you all prostrate, what does yasjuduna mean, brother?
They all prostrate.
Fantastic. That's all it is. The main gist of it, of that table, is this, the ta and the ya. And they have to remember, obviously, the endings, but that's it. So they all prostrate. They all prostrate. Yakfuruna, they all disbelieve. Yadlimuna, they all oppress. Yakdhibuna, they all lie. Takdhibuna, you all lie. Takfuruna, you all, etc. Right, we're on that one. Okay, raja'a means to return. Raja'a means to return. Sister, what does yarji'una mean?
They all return.
They all return. Fantastic. They all return. Tarji'una means?
You all return.
Fantastic. Okay, yes. So, yarji'una, they all return. Tarji'una, you all return. Fantastic. A brother. Yep, alhamdulillah, you got it there as well. SK and MB. Yep. They all return, you all return. Right, next one. Shakara means to thank. So, shakara in a sentence means he thanked. Now, we've got shakara here, meaning we've got the 3 letters. So, we know this verb this word is something to do with shukr, with thanks. We've got a prefix on the start. That means we know it's a present verb. And we've got una at the end. That means we know it's plural. And ta is second person. So what does tashkuruna mean?
You all thank.
You all thank. Yep, you all thank. And how would I say they all thank?
يشكرون.
Exactly. Yashkuruna, they all thank. Tashkuruna, you all thank. One second. Oh, I've got a few more. Oh, do you want a break? We'll have a break and then we'll continue. Is that right?
Not yet. Yeah.
Not yet.
Can we have the break now, please?
Yes, we can have the break now, inshallah. Let's have a 10-minute or 5-minute break or 10-minute break.
10-minute, please, because I like to pray my Isha. I don't want to miss anything.
Okay, that's fine. Inshallah, we'll come back at 44.
Right, okay.
44, yeah, 44, please. Okay. That's khair. Assalamu alaikum. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen wa salatu wa salamu ala Rasulillah. Hope everybody has come back from their break nice and refreshed, ready to do the final 45 minutes. I've got 30 minutes left. I think 30 minutes left, inshallah. Okay, so we were on this word here. So if you look at your table again on page 30, on page 43, the middle table on the right. If you look at that table, that's the template for these words. So a sister, abada means to worship. That's where you get Abdullah, worshipper of Allah, etc. Now ya'budu, got the answer on here. What does ya'budu mean?
She worships.
Worships.
She worships.
He worships.
Yes. He worships.
They
Fantastic. So it's not. So somebody wrote they worship. Their worship would be ya'buduna with the una plural. So this one is ya'budu. It means he worships. How would you say you worship?
Ta'budu.
Exactly. Ta'budu is you worship. Ya'budu is he worships. And that's the main, honestly, the main bit of this table to recognize the ta and the ya, the difference between them. Right, brother. Okay, so ta'buduna. So abada is the root word. So that means to worship. So it's something to do with worshipping. It's got a prefix at the start. So what does ta'budu mean? Ta'budu.
You worship.
You worship. So what does ta'buduna mean?
All.
Yes.
You all worship.
Fantastic. You all do that verb. So taj'aluna, you all do ja'ala. Takfuruna or tazlimuna, you all do dhulm. So it's learning that template there, the ta, and the ending, and then all you need to do is know the meaning of the root word there, and you can translate that word completely. That's why I say it's so easy, because Arabic is that easy. You learn the template and you can change the root words and you know automatically what words are meaning. Right, so next one. So you'll be able to translate a word you never heard before. As long as you know the templates and the meaning of the root word. You never even heard that anybody say that word before, but you'll be able to translate it because you put it in the same pattern. That's the beauty, alhamdulillah. You all worship, exactly. Yeah, we've got some you all worships here as well. Right, next one, 23. So this means you all worship. What does ya'buduna mean? Ya'buduna. Exactly. They all worship. Can you see how I'm trying to drive this point home really hard? Ta'buduna, you all worship. I'm not concentrating on the duals. I'm concentrating on the singulars and the plurals. Male, that's it. Because that's the most important one. I've not given any dual examples here. Because we know the dual pattern. We know the dual patterns roughly anyway. Ani makes it dual. But they don't come up so much. So they will come up in your test though. They will come up in your test. Let me just look at the test and see what the test says. So the test is going to be translate the verb. And I'm going to sort of make it easier for you and let you know that the verb that I'm going to use in the test is alima. Alima means to know. So I'm spoiling the test for you here. And then there's going to be some verses as well that you need to translate, inshallah. Right? Ta'buduna, you all worship. So so in the Qul al-Kafirun, this comes. Ya'buduna. So ta'buduna means?
You all worship.
You all worship. I think it comes in Surah Al-Kafirun. I'll have to just think. Okay. So what does ya'buduna mean?
All worship.
Who all worships?
They all worship.
The ya is far away, so it's they all do that thing, and the ta is close. You do that thing. I think that's a fantastic way of remembering it. So ta'buduna, you all worship. Ya'buduna, they all worship. So remember, in the Quran, if you read this wrong, then it's changing the meaning completely. Will we have a mock test? You'll have a homework, which will, inshallah, help you do the test. Inshallah. Some baby found that funny. Okay, I'll just put that on mute. Right, okay, so 14 times. Okay, so next one, again, the verb is abada, which means to worship. So what does ta'budu mean? Ta'budu.
You worship.
You worship. And how do you say he worships?
Ya'budu.
Exactly. Okay, ya'budu. Okay, brother, na'budu. Iyaka na'budu. Now it's coming. What does na'budu mean?
We worship.
Fantastic. We worship. The noon makes it into we many times. In the past it makes it we. In the present verbs it makes it we as well. Na'budu, we worship.
With the alif.
Yeah, with the alif it's I. A'budu.
But how does it,
Yep.
how do you say it when it's alif ain like that?
A'budu.
It's still short.
A'budu. Yeah? Like aktubu. Azlamu. A'budu. Yep. So na'budu means we worship. Iyaka, only you. Remember the ka? We're speaking to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Only you. Iyaka na'budu. We say iyaka, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can hear us. Allah is above, but He hears us. Iyaka, only you. Na'budu, we worship. So it's coming in.
So
Surah
brother,
Al-Fatiha. Yes?
so if at the end of that, where you got nahbudu, and if you put a nahbuduna, would that be we are worshipping?
No, na'budu doesn't have a na'buduna. It's just na'budu.
Right.
That doesn't have a una. If you look at the table, the plural is also na'budu. Na'budu has the we inside it from the noon at the starting.
Okay.
Yeah, good question though. Right. All right, okay, so we come on to the verses of the Quran. So I sort of took into account what the people were saying, that the verses in the end are square writing. It's not even the Uthmani script, it's just the computer font. So people didn't like that, and well, people found it hard, and I understand there's no Quran that has that writing in that I know, so I changed it.
Maulana, just a quick question. Is there a present version of Qala and Kana?
Yes, we'll do that inshallah, I think next week inshallah.
Okay.
Yeah, because they're very important. Well, can you see what I've done here? I've put the Pakistani, the Indo-Pak font. Does that make people happy?
Yeah.
I think,
Yeah.
yeah. If you
got the
prefer
noon.
the Uthmani script, I've got that as well.
Uthmani, please.
Okay, so they're both anyway. Whichever one you want. I figured that most of the people maybe sort of did it like me. They maybe did it on this one when we were young, and maybe they're most comfortable. Sorry? The other one, yeah?
This one looks more bold.
This
yeah,
one.
this one.
Okay, so I'll put them both on the recording. You can see them both. When I send the slides out, they'll both be there. So whoever prefers this font can have this font. Whoever prefers this font can do this font. I think I'll just do this one for today. Okay, so let's translate. So a brother, translate this one word for word. وَيَخْلُقُ. So present tense going on here. وَيَخْلُقُ means?
And he creates.
And he creates. Okay, he, third person. And he creates ma.
What?
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 La.
No.
No or
No.
not. Not. Ta'lamuna. Alima means ilm. So it's something to do with to know.
Don't know.
You all know. You all know.
Yes.
You all don't know.
Yes. So you all know, but with this la, you all don't know. So,
No.
and he creates what not
You all don't.
you all know. Can you see now how you need to be able to know this table? And it's very important. This table is very important as well, inshallah. Okay, so a sister, here we go. Ya'lamu.
He knows.
He knows. Fantastic. Ma means
What?
what?
What happened?
Yaliju. So you don't know this verb yet, yaliju. But yaliju is to enter. Bismillahi walajna. It's the same word. So what enters? Fi
Art.
In
al-ardi,
The
earth.
the earth.
Earth.
Wama,
and
What?
and what? Yakhruju, kharaja. Yakhruju means
Comes out.
Leave.
it leaves, yeah. So what leaves? It leaves minha,
In it.
Inside.
From it.
Inside.
from it. Fantastic. So ya'lamu, he knows. Ma, what? Yaliju, it enters. Fi, in al-ardi, the earth. Wama, and what? Yakhruju, it leaves.
Come out.
Minha, from it. What leaves from it?
Okay.
Okay, so brother, for the next one. Wama.
And what?
And what? Yanzilu.
To descend.
Yep, it comes down. What it descends basically. So yanzilu, it comes down. So what and what it descends, and what descends? Min, from as-samai, the sky. Okay, this is brother, yeah. This is brother doing it, yeah. From the sky. Wama,
And what?
and what? Ya'ruju. So we've not done this verb, but it means to go up. So it goes up. Fiha, to it, from it. Sorry, in the translation, literally, this fiha by itself, in it, but in the translation here, what ascends to it. So araja is mi'raj. Mi'raj is the thing that, is the journey that the Prophet ﷺ made going upwards. So araja is to ascend. Okay, so sister, another sister. Wahua.
And he is.
And he is ma'akum.
With you.
Yes, with more information. More information with you, what? With you all, yeah? With you all. Kum is you all. So, and he is with you all. Aina.
Wherever.
So, yeah, aina ma, wherever. Kuntum.
kuntum.
Kuntum, we did. You be. You be. Literally, you were. But again, in Arabic, sometimes the past verb is used to sort of make stronger a present sentence, as we did, like Kan Allahu Ghafur Rahiman, as I mentioned in the group. Somebody I think has got a question. Why is it min? Okay, so somebody asked, why is it minha and not minhu? So minha, what is minha? minha is talking about from it when it's talking about a female word, yeah?
Yeah.
So al-ard is a female word, historically feminine. So minha is going to be talking in the feminine sense. From it, the earth. The earth is feminine, historically feminine word. That's why it's minha. Allah A'lam.
Heat, please.
Is that understandable?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, because yeah, that's right. Because ard is a feminine word, so I didn't read it all. Okay, a brother is a brother.
So can you just repeat what kuntum means?
Kuntum literally means you all were. Remember kana, kanu.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then kunta, kuntuma, kuntum. So kuntum means you all were.
Okay.
But when it comes into the translation of the Quran, you might see the translations translate as, or sometimes not here, but sometimes you might see a past verb like kana. It translates in the present tense because sometimes you can do that in Arabic. Okay, so brother, wallahu,
And Allah.
and Allah, bima. What does be mean usually? Many times. Bismillah, with. So with what? Now, so I just understand that as with what? Ta'maluna.
You know not.
No,
No.
close. You all.
You all know.
Not you all know. That's alima. This
You
one's
all do.
yes.
You all
You
do.
all do. Amal.
You.
Yeah. So
Oh,
Allah,
yeah. You all do.
what you all do. Basir. Basir. We haven't done that.
Can see.
It means to
Can
see.
see.
To see.
Can see.
Yeah.
See.
So and Allah, with what you all do, Basir. In other words, Allah Subhanahu wa Taala sees everything that you all do.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Sister, now for the next one. Inna, what's inna mean?
Indeed.
Indeed. Allah. Okay, so indeed Allah. Emphasis going on here. Indeed Allah. La. Not. Yadlimu. Now what's yadlimu? Present tense verb. Yadlimu.
Wrongdoer.
Zulm. Zulm. The
Zulm.
letter.
So yadlimu means he does wrong. But with Allah, it's obviously got la yadlimu. La yadlimu means he does not do wrong. Yeah. So indeed Allah, he does not do wrong. Mithqala. Mithqal, I think it's I don't know if it's an Urdu word that as well. Mithqala means weight. The weight of a dharra. What's dharra? It's Urdu word, I'm pretty sure as well.
Dharra is an
Atom.
Urdu word. It
Yeah,
means
dharra.
small.
It's a very small thing. So atom. So indeed Allah, la yadlimu, he does not wrong. Mithqala, the weight of even an atom. Yeah. So the present verb here is what we're talking about. Look, present verb there. Present verb here. Present verb, not one there. Present verb here. Present verb here. Present verb here. Whenever you see a ya or a ta, I'm just trying to show you this, the ya and the ta is everywhere. The ta, the ya, the ta. Third person, second person, third person, third person, third person, third person, second person, third person.
So, brother, can you read that whole verse out, please, in one go?
The last one.
Yes, please.
إن الله لا يظلم مثقال ذرة.
And I
ذرة.
said, you it's pronounced darra, okay.
ذرة. Yeah, ذرة. Yeah,
So
it
it's
means
not pronounced
particle.
darra, it's darra.
Sorry?
So it's got a tam mabuta, hasn't it? So it won't be darratin.
Yeah, it will be. Yeah, if you stop there, it's going to be ذرة. If you don't stop, then ذرة. Yep. Happy?
Yep.
Next one. So I'm going to skip this one out, but for those people who like this text, then I'm going to leave it here for a few seconds so you can pause it when the recording. And we're going back to the next verse. So a brother, لا يعلمون. Just blocked it. I just killed the speech. So you can unmute yourself, brother, any brother. لا يعلمون. لا يعلمون. Any brother? All gone home?
They don't know.
Fantastic. Sorry, say that again.
They do not know.
That's right. Yep. They all do not know. So third person. They all do not know. How would that be second person? How would I say you all don't know? La.
تعلمون.
Yes, fantastic. Okay, so go back to the verse. La ya'lamuna. They all do not know. Al-haqqa. Al-haqqa. The truth. So they all do not know the truth. Just they all do not know the truth. 7 words in English. La ya'lamuna al-haqqa. Look at it in Arabic. It's 3 words. Or it's 2 words and 3 words. So very powerful Arabic. Again, okay, our sister. Lahum.
They.
Close. What about they? Hum means they. What's la mean?
Not them.
Nope.
Oh, they not.
Not
No.
is la with the alif.
No,
La.
that's la.
So this is the la, which means for.
For.
Remember? Lakum, lana, lahum. Yes. So lahum means for them. The reason why the shad is on there is because some letter coming ahead of it, before it, that's making this one a shad. But otherwise, it's just lahum. So lahum means for them. Look at this one now. Ajruhum. Sister? Ajruhum. Reward is ajr. What's hum?
They.
There. So for them, their reward. For them, their reward. Lahum ajruhum. For them, their reward. No, hum means them, remember? Yeah. Inda. Inda means? Have a guess? With. And Rabbihim. Rabbihim.
The Lord.
Yes, their Lord. Look, him, there. So for them, look at hum. For them. Ajruhum, their reward. Inda with Rabbihim, their Rabb. That was the first most important table we did many weeks ago. Hum. Hum means them all. Can you see now how it's coming in the translations everywhere? Brother, next one. Qala. He said, fantastic. The root word, qala. He said, inni. Inni. It's 2 words in here.
I know.
Yes. Well, okay, I. But give me more on this. Ana means I. This is inni. Inni consists of inna and a ya.
Indeed, I.
Indeed, I. Okay. So he said, indeed, inna, and then ya. Inni. Indeed, I. A'lamu. Brother again. A'lamu.
No.
I know. If you look at the table, the bottom one on the right, aktubu. That means I write. So a'lamu, I know. Na'lamu, we know. Ta'lamu, you know. Ya'lamu, he knows. So qala, he said, indeed I, a'lamu, I know. Carry on. What? I've said it. Ma means what? La ta'lamuna.
Whatever. What?
You lot don't know.
Fantastic. What you lot don't know. That's pretty much.
You don't know.
Yeah. I know you're saying you lot, but just to explain it, that's plural. So, qala, he said, inni, indeed I, a'lamu, I know, ma la, what not, ma la, what not, ta'lamuna, you all know. Okay. Next one. Sister now. La a'budu. La means?
Not.
Not. A'budu. Again, a'lamu means I know. A'budu means I worship.
I'm not worship.
Exactly. So I do not worship. I do not worship. Ma.
What?
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 Ta'buduna.
You worship.
You all worship.
Fantastic. You all worship. So la a'budu. I do not worship. What? Ta'buduna. You all worship. So kafirun, isn't it?
Yeah.
So again, they come in everywhere. They come in everywhere as well. When I say it's the fourth out of the tables, it doesn't mean they don't come. They come. But it's just that maybe the past come even more. But these come everywhere as well. Iyaka.
You alone.
You alone. Na'budu.
We worship.
We worship.
We worship. Wa iyaka.
And you alone.
Nasta'inu. So we've not done that, and I've not even put it in the translation. You alone we worship, and you alone we ask for help. But remember, the we is here. We ask for help. Nasta'inu. So there's another verb that. We ask for help. Yes. Okay, so this next one, walakinna. Walakinna. What does walakinna mean?
And
But most.
And but. In Urdu we say lekin. I wanted to go there, lekin this happened. Lekin is the same word. Lekin means but. Lakinna is the Arabic way. So walakinna means and but. Akthara. Akthara.
most.
Yes, most. It's from kathura, which means a lot. But akthar is another pattern. But yeah, as long as you get the root word, you've got an idea of what's going on. As long as you know the root word. So walakinna and but akthara, most, and nasi.
People.
The people, yes. La yashkuruna.
Not give thanks.
Yes, not. They do not. They do not give
They-
thanks. Yeah? Third person. So, and but, akthar nasi, most of mankind, la yashkuruna, they do not thank. They do not give thanks.
You know the word
Okay.
aksara?
Sorry?
Aksara? Is that not
Yeah?
first person, but also most? So like, is that not
Sorry, bro, I have to mute you because I can hear some other conversation of somebody else going on in the background. So if you unmute yourself, you can speak again.
So you know aksara?
Yeah?
Is that not first person of kasara?
No, good question. That would have been aktharu, a'lamu, a'budu. So what I would have done at the end? Aktharu.
Yeah, no, okay,
So
sorry, my
this, no, it's a very good observation. This is something else. It's another pattern that is going on. We're not going to cover that, inshallah. And something else came up. What was the other thing? Oh yes, lakin means but in Turkish too. So jazakallah khair, MB. MB is saying that lakin means but in Turkish as well. So that's very good. Good to know. It will be useful to recommend the 99 names of Allah with their simple definitions as they are commonly reoccurring in the Quran, like Al-Basir. Yes, learn the 99 names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that's a good way to understand the Quran as well. Okay, so it came in a show that I've not seen. Right, okay. I thought the person was Turkish. Right, okay. Right, so we're pretty much near the end. Maybe we don't have time to do these last verses. Do you want to do them quickly? Or shall I just translate them quickly? Okay, inshallah. Wa'ada, he promised. Who promised? The doer is always marfu. Right, so Allah promised. Allah promised al-mu'minina, the believers, the believing men, because it's the male pattern. We know it's the believing men because the next word is believing women. So that means this one's talking about men only. If the women aren't mentioned, then the women are included in the original word. So Allah promised al-mu'minina, the believing men, wal-mu'minati, and the believing women, jannatin, gardens. So there's not really much there we haven't done. We've already done all this. We should all be able to translate this. Okay, next one. Wan najmu. Okay, so over here it's translated and the herbs. You get two different translations on this. Washajaru, and the trees. Yasjudani. So here is a dual now. Dual. In this pattern, it makes it like this. It writes a little kari zabar. In the Arabic way, it's alif there. So there's a slight difference in the font. Same thing though. Yasjudani, yasjudani. So yasjudani is dual. They both prostrate. So, and the herbs and the trees, they both prostrate, present tense. Yep. Qalu, they said, Ya Maryamu, O Maryam, laqad. Right, so what is it translated as here? Laqad. Okay, so it's not translated as anything here, but maybe sometimes laqad means it's an emphasis. So laqad, if you can't figure out laqad, just move on to the next one. Jiti, you came. Shay'an, something. Fariya, strange. We've not done these words, so don't worry too much. Shay'an, we should have done. Shay'un means a thing, something. Yeah, so somebody's asked, isn't Najm stars? Yeah, it is stars. And some translations, as far as I know, they translate as stars, but other translations, they translate as herbs. So what's going on there? Allah, I don't know. I don't have the knowledge. But yes, when Najmi means stars. And if you can look in your translations now, 55:6, there may be some translations that say herbs, there's some translations that say Najm. I just wrote what was in the book that the translations that I've got, they're not my own, they're from the book, the Arabic book. So yeah, good point. Next one, okay, last one, Wallahu, and this one's so powerful. If you understand this in the Arabic, it's so powerful. Wallahu, and Allah, ya'lamu, He knows. Wa antum, and you all, la ta'lamuna, you just all do not know. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows why He put you in your situation, in your life, the way, with the problems you have. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows why you got married to that person and you maybe didn't get married to, somebody else, or why you're working in this profession, you got stuck in this profession, and why didn't you apply and become, in another profession. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows what would have happened to you if you went in that other profession. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows what would have happened if you married that other person that you wanted to marry. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows what would have happened in your life if, you were rich and you're not rich, or you were poor and you're not poor. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows and you don't know. So we might think this is not good for me, I don't know. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows everything and what's going to happen to you as a result of this thing, and where your darajat are going in the akhirah, and you don't know. So whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does, we accept it. And we know that there's a wisdom behind it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows and we don't know. Okay, so it's really powerful. Wallahu ya'lamu wa antum la ta'lamun. In Arabic, when you read that, it's really powerful. Okay, Jazakallah khair. So it's translated in the Quran app as stars. Okay, Jazakallah khair. I'll look to see where else it's mentioned herbs. But I just...
Ustad, the last translation?
Yeah.
Is there a need for wa antum?
Is there, sorry?
Is there a need for wa antum to be there? Because la ta'lamun means you will don't know as well, no?
Right, okay, so sometimes, right, so this is the beauty of the Quran. Yeah, sometimes words don't need to be there, but they are in there for a reason. They're in there for a reason. Maybe it makes them more eloquent. Maybe there's something else going on. So yeah, sometimes, if you say Wallahu ya'lamu, la ta'lamun, Allah knows, you do not know. It would maybe make sense, but it's not the Quran then. The Quran, this is the whole thing about the Quran, the way it's written, the way it rhymes. وَالْعَادِيَاتِ ضَبَحًا فَالْمُورِيَاتِ قَدَحًا فَالْمُغِيرَاتِ صُبَحًا. People couldn't come up with words like this. So why is this word here? Why is this word not here? It's all in the knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? So this is the eloquence of the Quran that the people couldn't match. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala challenged mankind that just produce wal asr, just produce a surah, just a surah of the Quran, 1.5 lines. The best Arabs since the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam till now could not produce 1.5 lines of the Quran. They've got the grammar rules, they've got the words of the Quran, they've got everything, but they can't structure a new sentence, 1.5 lines, to make it like the Quran. So this is something, you know, like, why is this one put there? Why is it Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows? And there's reasons, and the scholars go into it and say, look, this means this, and this makes it stronger, and like this. But this is the Quran. Yes? So you can take words out and it'll still make sense, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put those words in for a reason. Okay, so Jazakallah khair. I think that's the end of the class. Just, we're just going to quickly do these words, inshallah. So abun, aba, it means father. Its plural is aba'un. Ahl, family. Like Ahlul Bayt, the family of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Ahl means family, over 100 times. Ulaika, just remember, ulaika means those, 206 times. Ayatun, plural. Singular here, ayatun, verse, sign, and ayatun is the plural. Ba'id means far. In Urdu we say ba'd mein, after. It's just maybe the same word, ba'id, far. It's doing it afterwards. Next one, ibnun, banuna, abna'un. Yeah? Somebody's called Ibn, Ibn Battuta, the scientist. It's in the cartoon. Right? So Ibn. So Ibn means the son's children. Okay, 67 times. And my kids are maybe thinking, right, okay, he's mentioned that cartoon. Okay, sabrun is patience, courage. Right? Ghayra means not. غَيْرِ الْمَغْضُوبِ عَلَيْهِمْ 143 times. غَيْرَ means not. Li means to or for. When it attaches onto the word, like لِلْمُتَّقِينَ, لِلصَّادِقِينَ, لِلْمُسْلِمِينَ, لَهُمْ, لَنَا, لَكُمْ, it's coming many, many, many times in the Quran. Over 1,500. Okay. لَعَلَّ, perhaps. لَعَلَّ, perhaps. لَعَلَّكُمْ, لَعَلَّنَا, لَعَلَّكُمْ, perhaps you all. كُتِبَ عَلَيْكُمُ الصِّيَامُ, the Quran. يا أيها الذين آمنوا كتب عليكم الصيام كما كتب على الذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, O you who believe, fasting has been prescribed on you as it was prescribed on those before you. لَعَلَّكُمْ. So perhaps you all. Perhaps you all. لَعَلَّ, perhaps. لَكُمْ. لَعَلَّكُمْ, perhaps you all. تَتَّقُونَ, you will become pious. So this is the reason why we fast. And لَعَلَّكُمْ is in there. Mithla means like. And even in Urdu we say masal, which means like. We say without tajweed, right? So mithla means with like. Al-malaika is angels. Al-malaika, angels 68 times. And I think this is the homework. I'm not going to read it, just have a read of it and learn the vocabulary words, inshallah. If anybody's got any questions, fine. If not, we can end it, inshallah.
Brother, I've just got one question.
Yeah.
Right at the beginning of today's lesson, there was that present tense verbs and that you circled the third letter.
Yep.
I've not put my notes on why.
Okay, so this one here, yeah?
Yeah.
So kataba becomes yaktubu, but you won't know if it's yaktibu or yaktabu. There's no formula for what this third vowel. Can you see here? The first one here all starts with fatha. The second letter all has a sukoon on it. But the third letter, it could have a dhamma, it could have a fatha, it could have a kasra. You won't know by looking at the verb. You just have to learn that for kataba, this one is a dhamma. For ja'ala, this one is a fatha. For raja'a, this one is a kasra.
Is it right that we just learn them from that vocabulary for lesson 6?
Yes. So kataba yaktubu. Then you'll know that it's a dhamma for that one. Ja'ala yaj'alu. Yeah?
Brilliant. Thank you.
Excellent. No problem. Okay. I think, is that everybody done? Okay, then jazakallah khair. Jazakumullah khairan. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.